morning, Year 6. This is your second lesson of reading for the week, and your job today is to increase your familiarity with a wide range of books, including myths and books from other cultures and traditions. So we're building on our learning from yesterday's lesson all about myths. So before we begin, we've been focusing on a certain type of book this week. So to try and jog your memory a little bit, do you know what all of these are? They are characters, but from what type of story, and can you name any of them? So have a think. Do you recognise any of them? Do you know any other ones like this? Have you seen them before? Have a think, and if you click again, the names of all the characters will be revealed. So that is correct. They are all actually characters from myth stories. And you've got Zeus with the lightning bolt up at the top, and right of them you've got Minotaur, and that's the story of the half man, half bull that chases somebody around a maze. In the bottom left-hand corner you've got Medusa, with the snakes on her head, and then the very famous Hercules. Okay, so they're all from Greek mythology. And I want you to think now, do you know any other myths or any other characters from myths? If you do, note them down, that's great. But we will be focusing on myths again for this week and next week, thinking about the similarities and differences between them. So, as you are writing a myth this week in English, what I'd like you to do is just define what you know is a myth. Okay, so you're going to write a checklist of what you would expect to find in a myth. What's the goal of a myth? So thinking about what you're writing, what should the job of a mythical book do? What is the type of story, and how is it meant to affect the reader? So just note that down and upload it at the end of the lesson, along with the other work you'll be needing to do. So over the next 2 lessons, we will be focusing on the big 10 skills of summarise and retrieve. So just have a think to yourself, what is summary and what is retrieval? And just have a think about what you know already and note those down. I know you've been doing lots of summarising when we've been looking at the Nowhere Emporium, so thinking about what you've been asked to do there. And just think, they are skills to help us be good readers. And on the next slide, we'll go over what they are. So today's lesson will predominantly focus on summarising a myth. So if you are thinking about a myth, we're thinking about the main idea. That's what central theme means. So we're considering what the overall message of the book is, and we're picking out the key events and main points. You're going to get rid of anything that you think is not important, so we won't want to know about that. It's the main ideas that if you told me about this story, you'd be able to sum it up in 3 or 4 main points. And retrieval skills actually go hand in hand with summarising because it means to go and fetch information. A question will ask you something, you go and get it, you pick it up directly from the text and you bring it back. And that's all that summarising is. You're asked to go and get the most important information, bring it back and then put it into your own words. So remember, today you are going to be using summary and retrieval skills. So we're going to read the story of the chocolate tree again, and I want you to listen to the story. And it's really important because today you will be summarising this story, and it's quite long, into only 3 parts. So as you're going along, I would be bullet pointing down the most important information that you need. So you need to make sure that you note these down, and then when it comes to it, you can decide what you're going to keep and what you can discard. So overall, how would you tell me about this story in 3 simple sentences? So your task for today, you are going to do a summary storyboard. So you're going to summarise the chocolate tree myth. And you've got 3 boxes. The top 3 boxes are for your drawing or the pictures you could use from text. I'll upload some of those onto Edmodo as well, so you can take those from there and stick them in. So you're going to think about the 3 most important plot points. What are the 3 most crucial things that happen in this story? Is it Kulkan saying he's going to give the Mayan people the chocolate tree? Is it the gods reacting to that? Is it the night jaguar thinking that this is not a good idea? So pick out the 3 most important points, and you're going to draw an image into summary point 1, summary point 2, summary point 3. And then underneath each one of those, you'll do a summary sentence. So it can include and or because, but it doesn't need to be too long. It's only a small box. So make sure it's clear that it summarises the whole story. Okay, so that is your job. On the next slide, I'll just show you a quick example of what I mean by summarising by going over the story of Matilda, because we all know that one. This slide just shows you an example summary of Matilda, and I've managed to get it down to 3 points, and it was quite tricky actually, because I was thinking very carefully about what I thought was really important to try and tell somebody about the story of Matilda by Roald Dahl. So what I put was, it starts with a little girl who is extremely intelligent, we can't miss that out, and she's actually hated by a family she doesn't quite fit in, and she seeks comfort in books. I personally think that's really important because we know that's where she learns her love, that's where she gets her love of learning. And then the second one I've put is she goes to school run by a horrible head teacher, but she has a lovely class teacher, Mrs. Trunchbull we need to know about, and Miss Honey, because they both play an important part in the story. And then at the end I've put, she realises she has magical powers, she scares the head teacher, and this allows her favourite teacher to take over the school. So those are the three most important points of the story that I have picked out. That's what I want you to do today, but you're going to draw an image as well to go with each one and then upload it to Edmodo when you've finished. I hope you've enjoyed this reading lesson, and tomorrow you will be focusing on retrieval questions all about the chocolate tree. Thank you, and look forward to looking at your work.